This is Revive FM 94.0.
Reviving communities.
The views expressed on this program do not necessarily represent those of Revive FM or its management.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. And today I've got my three guests here from Karma TV Nation. My name's Jazzy and I'm your breakfast morning presenter. Would you like to introduce yourself, guys?
Morning, it's your boy Karma from Karma Nation TV.
Good morning, it's your boy Shaq. Follow me at Twitter at Shaqstagram1.
Good morning, my name is Ep.1 from Karma Nation TV as well.
It's great to have you here. Thank you for coming, guests.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you. So what will we talk about today? What's our topic?
Do you want to go first, Shaq?
Yeah, well, right now, Karma Nation TV is in its early stages of being involved with community-based projects.
Right.
So, if you follow on YouTube at Karma
Nation TV.
Karma Nation TV on YouTube, you can get kind of a gist of where everything's began and where we're going now. Okay. But basically, it's a community-based YouTube channel.
Okay.
For mentoring, awareness kind of program kind of thing.
Yeah. And awareness for who exactly?
Basically, I want to bring an awareness to the people in our community, whether they're adults, people that have authority. Also, the awareness that the youth, what's going on in the community right now is not the best. We're not in the best condition, and you know, if we keep going in the direction we're going in, then soon we'll have nothing left. And the position I'm trying to play is I want the kids to realize that they have to put the guns and the knives down, and surely there are much more like outlets that we can go to and resources that we can engage with to dismiss these negativities.
And what do you think is the basis of why these youths are doing what they're doing?
Well, personally, I would say from my own experience, I would say it's lack. Whether it's lack of knowledge, lack of love, lack of guidance, even lack of trust amongst their own peers.
Yeah.
Even lack of family.
Yeah.
Like even I work with someone at work, and she grew up with no mother in her life, no father in her life. She never really had a stable foundation.
Okay.
So she was literally living on the street at one point in another country. So I think it's a combination of many things. So it's no family, no love, no self-confidence, because you feel like no one loves you.
Yeah.
So you're not going to love yourself because you don't know what love is. So
how do you believe that we could come together to bring this in force with what's not there?
Well, personally, and I kind of said this on my channel on Karma Nation TV that I was debating with a couple brothers. I think it was last week, and they were saying that we kind of all have to agree. And what I kind of challenged them with and said, like, we don't necessarily have to per se agree on lifestyles, but we do have to come together like on a common cause, and just kind of, you know, take some motion and action on that.
So, Shaq, what do you think as a young person you could teach someone of your age with what's going on to be different, how to be different with what's happening basically? What do you think you can bring to the table?
There's a few things I could bring to the table, but I don't think I've got a definitive answer for that, because the way I grew up is different to how certain youths today are growing up.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of youths, like say 20 and under, 15 and up, they feel entitled.
Yeah.
Like we felt entitled when I was growing up, but we knew there's a certain boundary where we can push stuff.
Yeah.
We know if we act like this is X is definitely not going to happen.
The repercussion that you
we
could
know
get.
The repercussions. We know we'll get in trouble if we don't listen, if we don't do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
We know, like, there's Karma Nation TV.
Right.
karma and repercussions available. So I think there needs to be more quote unquote OGs.
Yeah.
Like,
can you elaborate what OG is? Because not everybody understands that terminology.
To me anyway, OG is just someone who's been through, someone who can guide the youth because they've been through the same or similar.
But we say that, this is the thing. So when we say OG, there's first of all there's a stigma attached to that, and it's not a positive one. It's not guidance. These OGs, from experience, again, they tend to lead a lot of, the youth astray. Can
you give any examples on that, Kalma?
Yeah, I'll give an example. So if there's a lack of love for a particular kid at home or whatever, and he's acknowledged that there's a lack of love at home, and he goes around his peers, and then there's an older guy that's maybe got the nice car or just a chain just to show for something which is nothing, then they'll be easily swayed or persuaded to do negative things.
Right.
Happily.
And what do you think, Devon, with regards to what's happening in the community? What would be your idea? Have you got any?
I pretty much agree to what he's saying. So like at home, for example, like if you have like bad parenting, or not say bad parenting, but you don't have the support, or you're not getting that from your parent, you're gonna look to other places and other world. Like someone else might give you something that your dad won't give you, so it might make you make stupid decisions.
It just depends about like what kind of system you have in place at home. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, like adding system and love.
Yeah.
But in some cases, they're intertwined. You need to have like a repetitive
structure
in order to have a stable family foundation.
And what structure would you say needs to be in place?
The thing is, I don't like trying to. I'll give my opinion, but I don't really like to say you should do this.
Because we've got a lot of viewers out there that need that help, and if you can help by saying what's needed, that could go a long way.
Well, maybe we need more. It all starts within.
Right.
I don't want to become too spiritual or anything, but I believe it all starts within, because you project what's inside of you.
Yeah.
So if there's if you got negativity in your heart, you're only gonna spew negative thoughts. You're only gonna speak negative things.
Is that negativity growing up? Are you talking? Because we're talking about at home. So is that negative? Are you talking about negativity growing up?
It could be.
Right.
It could be. You feel like your parents don't love you like they should. Maybe you got like a unfair expectation of what you think you deserve, but in real life you're not receiving what you think you should get.
Okay.
So it all starts within. Right. Once you got self-love, self-confidence, once you start to trust yourself, because it's kind of hard to trust others. So once you do everything that you're looking for from someone else, once you give that to yourself, life will become much more easier.
Okay. Have you got an example from your childhood? Is there any example? Okay. Any of you actually? Is there any example from any of your childhood?
Of what's that? Sorry again.
Of what Mishak was saying about receiving self-love and having
like
parents,
growing up expecting something that you're not receiving.
Yeah.
Have you got an example?
Have you got an example of that within your own life?
I'll give one after.
Yeah.
I personally don't have an example. I don't know. I grew up. For me personally, my journey was a bit different because.
Okay.
If I'm allowed to say like,
Go ahead.
I went jail, and I found myself when I was in prison. Thankfully, I'm in a better place now.
Yeah.
But would say that I needed that time away to be able to reason with myself, because at the time, again, it was lack of knowledge. I was around people, I lacked knowledge, they lacked knowledge, so it was literally the blind leading the blind.
Okay.
You know, maybe we had father figures around, but they weren't doing their best to you know, take us out of the mental place that we was. And then they're, you know, like the older generation, not all of them, but a lot of them, they're stuck in their ways. So the love that you expect is a total different love that you're getting. It's like, it can almost come across military sometimes, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
And how did you find, when you were in prison, how did you find that different lifestyle and that shock, should I say?
Personally, the lifestyle was a shock. The lifestyle was a shock. Obviously, I never want to be an innovator of, you know, prison life or whatever. But you know, again, it's for some people. I totally understand why they find it easy to keep going back. It's because their whole community is in there. Their whole community of friends are in there. So even after being released, per se, they just want to go straight back. But yeah, I had a half decent time, if I'm allowed to say that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have the worst experience, but what I do know is that I wasn't happy for the fact that I couldn't just come out of my cell and walk down to the road to get a shop, go to the shop and get a bottle of water, or I couldn't speak to females when you want. You have set times for everything.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you're in an environment where you're cramped in. So if you have a problem with Steve from Landing 1, there's no
escape.
There's no escape.
You're gonna see him
from trying to mediate something, so to speak. So yeah, just kids, stay out of jail, man.
And what age were you when you?
I was 16 when I went to jail. It was for armed robbery at the time, and yeah, it was a long time ago, man.
Yeah,
things are different. And when I was younger as well, we were crazy, but there was a lot more morals. Right now, the kids are just doing things without any principle. Not that you can be a criminal with principles, but you know, there was a lot more balance in the things that was going on. Right now, it's just off the rails and uncalled for.
I really appreciate you sharing that story with us, because that will help a lot of people out there. What would you say? How would you say to a youngster not to go into prison, not to follow that road? You know, what would be your advice?
What I would personally say is, first and foremost, ask yourself: are you ready for the repercussions of death or a life sentence? Because you can also die in prison, because it's very violent in there. You know, stay away. If you need, what it is the children from a young age, we need direction, whether it's from a parent or finding that direction in yourself, but we need a sense of direction. And when I say that, I mean, we don't have enough people questioning us and asking us what we want to do.
Yeah.
And also when we say, for example, oh yeah, I want to do footballing, a lot of the time our parents just leave us to it. Yeah, okay, get on with your footballing, but there's no structure, so they don't see the positive changes in the craft that they say that they want to be engaged in. There's no a lot of the time we need financial support to be able to do things like football, for example. So yeah, it's just tapping into yourself and being able to go against the grain of, you know, popular perception of your friends. You know, in the end, your friends ain't always gonna be there. All you're gonna have is yourself and your own mental capacity. So I would say try and use that as early as possible, as opposed to being left in a situation when you're in court and you're looking at a life sentence and it's too late. So just when you found yourself, be comfortable with that thing you found, and don't let others lead you astray because they haven't yet found themselves.
Wise words.
Yeah.
Amen.
Only at Culmination TV.
And Mishak, you said about you had a
story.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a story, but it's probably an experience.
Can you put your headphones completely off? Thank you, so I can hear you. Yeah.
What was the question again?
Your story, like Dominic's had his story of being inside, and what was your story? You said that you had a story.
Mine is more. I haven't been inside or anything, but mine is just more from like growing up in a family home, not a family home, but growing up with one parent. Like because okay, I'll try and bring you down like a timeline.
Yeah, say it how it is.
So I'm growing up with just me and my mum. There's not really any male influences around, any male figures, apart from my cousin, Culmination TV. Like, I've got a couple cousins, I've got a couple other family members that kind of give me that kind of...
Can I intercede?
Yeah, you can.
It's funny because, he's just mentioned that, the no father figure part, because I grew up with a father figure around, but it was a bit different for him. So he grew up without his father figure around, and like he said, he would look to people like me, and I'm in the same year, but I'm only like maybe a year older, and he would come and ask me for advice, whether it was about females, whether it was about dealing with friends, whether it was about school, and for me, that's where you can see those odd little differences with someone that grows up with a fully active father anyway, and someone who doesn't, so to speak.
Exactly, because it's kind of like I'm looking for something. I'm looking for that male figure. I'm looking
in others.
Yeah. So, and the closest people I had to me is cousins and couple friends. So I'm just looking through, because growing up with just a mum, you seek, and you grow up in the mother's kind of like lifestyle. So I'm listening to the same songs, Mary J. Blige. I'm listening to, basically, I'm just growing up, like...
trying to seek knowledge from others.
Yeah, because I don't know what it's like. At one point anyway, I never knew what it was like to be a man. I only knew what it was like to be a man growing up from a woman, a woman's point of view, from a woman's perspective. So that's what kind of happens. You do seek from a lot of other male figures sources, that you kind of look up to, and like that's why I told you it's not really a story, but it's more like a evolution to see where I'm at now. I'm a father now. So growing up and having the male influences like my cousin, Culmination TV, couple friends and so on. They really did help me at one point. Like at one point when I needed advice for how do I get a girlfriend, or what's the right thing to say, or how do I deal with this trouble that I'm in. And I got the answers. So now, weirdly enough, I feel like I can grow my son up how I grew up. Now I've got more knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And Devon, do you have anything to add?
No, I pretty much agree with what Shaq said, to be honest.
Yeah, man. Like,
I do appreciate this honesty, and you coming with your stories is really...
No problem.
Thank you for having us.
It's needed, especially because, like, again, it's calmer on the mic at the moment, and especially because I'm trying to deal with the youth, and in the next couple of years, I'm trying to be a mentor, so anything to give back to the kids, even if it's just a couple words of speech that's gonna, get through to them to make them see kind of sense. I'm all for that. So
all of us are. We want the best, and especially like I've got a 7-year-old son, 7-year-old child. Before him, I cared about the community and thing, but only up to a certain point. Now I've actually got responsibility, like full responsibility. Now I feel like I've got more love to give. So I've got love to give my son, I've got love to help others, especially even where I work at. I don't work in a community centre, but basically the shop where I work at is basically a community centre. Like people, brown, white, Asian,
there's
Turkish.
there's
a diverse crowd that come in. All of us are like family.
Yeah.
We come in, we crack joke, we talk about the news. It really is like a community centre.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm at work. And weirdly enough, this is probably my favourite job. Because I can connect to people in a different way than rather me sit behind a till somewhere and just yes. So I love it. So I'm technically part of like a community myself.
Yeah, that's good. What I want to ask is, have any of you lost any friends to knife crime? Anyone you've known?
Not to knife crime,
me personally,
to gun crime though. Yeah, and this is why I urge as well the kids to put the guns and the knives down, because it's starting to happen closer to home. Even if it wasn't, but just more so, it's starting to happen closer to home for all of us now. Do you know what I mean? Before it was just on the news, but now it's Larry from down the way now. That's what's happening. So I just thought I'd add that in.
Yeah. Right. I'm just going to go on a break. So we're going to reconnect afterwards. So.
Okay.
Yeah. See you on the other side. Welcome back to Revive FM 94.0.
Hello.
94.0, sorry. I'm back with my guests from Karma TV Nation, and we're going to continue our conversation where we left off. So, Karma Nation TV, what is it about?
All right. So, like my mate said there earlier on, obviously we're at the ground level. We were just starting up. I'm not gonna lie to no one. I'll be totally honest with everyone. Also, my Instagram is @Karma as well. Then again, it's all about the youth. Especially because I've grown up, in a certain life, in my past life. I just feel that it's necessary, 100% necessary, to give back in some way. And obviously at the moment, we're still doing our studying on it, but we're trying to raise awareness and funding so that us ourselves can stop talking and I don't know whether it's get a venue out, get to doing, get some resources for the kids, whether it's a little hall and we get some lovely equipment like this ourselves, and we bring the kids in, and we can bring in some competent people that can train them up to do certain things, and we can help take some of these kids off the street. It's got to start somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do at the minute, man.
And what type of awareness are you hoping to bring?
Well, the first, for example, my first video that I put up, again, we just got out there in the streets, and we were just we were getting people to say, not just say it, but give their reasons why people should put the knives down and put the guns down. And I also went to a church and a mosque. It was, it needs to be done, because I was just saying, obviously I have no problem with no religion at all. Love everybody.
Yeah.
But when I was just asking, if you're bringing someone to the trying to invite the youth to the mosque or to the church, what resources other than just preaching per se have you got? What activities? What active activities have you got for them?
Needed.
And to feel comfortable to want to engage, as opposed to just throwing a book at them per se. Do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of people that are into religion and they still go to church or to the mosque, and they're still stabbing each other. Like, the religion thing don't mean that, so they kind of have to help them in some sort of way.
Yeah. And that's the way we need resources that are there and always accessible. Yeah, and we need like staples in the community, like again these OGs, as Shaq said there earlier, to be able to tell the young ones, as well as people like myself. I don't necessarily consider myself an OG, but I've done my deed in the past. But it's people like us that we need to tell these kids actively, look, it's pathetic, near enough, what's going on in the streets. Even if we make it legal and make them have fist fights do you know what I mean? Or boxing, put the kids in the boxing ring and let them do it legally in set up conditions. Do you know what I mean? So that things don't have to excel into knife crime and gun crime per se.
A lot of these kids have anger. A lot of these kids like are going through like anger problems. And
We can't blame them though.
But
We can't blame them.
why do you think that is? What is the reason? Because to me, you have resources out there, but some children or some young people refuse to use it.
You know what? I was talking about this with someone the other day. Like, I understand activities might be needed, but I believe anyway, a lot of the kids probably won't even do it.
No.
Like, say we put more football and more boxing and more karate and everything. I believe the kids are set in their own ways.
No, I can tell you why though. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. It's because we don't have people. We're constantly putting people in positions of power that the kids have no awareness of, don't know their name at all, and have no respect for them, and they can't relate to them. So, these things count, because when someone's speaking to you or teaching you something, you want to be able to relate to them, just so that there's some kind of common ground, if that makes sense. So,
So I understand that. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
I understand that, but even when me and you was growing up, we had activities to go to. Karate, Tai Chi, Taekwondo, everything. Like,
but that wasn't the coolest thing to me.
It wasn't, but we still went.
But because it wasn't the coolest thing to me is why
What did
ended up there, and for me there wasn't enough direction. I was just, even that, it was fun, but I was just being told to do that. We need to, when you're telling your kids to do something, you need to.
You didn't have the freedom, pretty much. Like you had your own freedom when you was on the road, basically.
Do you get what I'm saying? So
and it's enhanced now. Do you think it's got worse how it is now?
What, the streets?
The streets.
The streets are worse.
How would you compare?
The streets are worse. There's no direction. I would say, for example, when some of the older generation were maybe picking up a firearm, I don't know, it may have been to just go and do bank robberies that we hear of in like in the 90s and stuff like that. Those are the things that was going on. But now kids are picking up a gun just to be initiated into a gang, let alone because they've got problems with somebody.
Do you think I've heard a lot of things that parents are to blame with this. Do you think really parents have to take the whole burden of this happening?
No. They don't have to take the whole burden, but our generation is different from your generation. So our generation that's on the roads or whatever, we lead the younger ones astray. Not all of you, again I say, but the generation above me, a lot of them are ignorant, and when I say that, I mean they're stuck and steadfast in their ways, in the things that they've learnt. But they need to understand in the fast-paced reality that we're living in, that they need to adjust the teaching regime, so to speak. To fit these times, because your kids are naturally going to rebel. But what if you don't know?
What if a parent just doesn't know?
But this is that's why a lot of when the kids are speaking to the older generation, it's a lack of communication. They automatically think, obviously, age, experience, that rightfully so as well, but it's just it doesn't connect. It just doesn't connect. It doesn't connect because the timing's different. The time's different. 100% different. Everything's so concentrated and moving at a fast pace.
Yeah.
So where do we start? I mean, I'm a parent myself. Where would I start? I don't know where to start. Where would I start? What advice would you give me to start?
I'd say learn to communicate.
Listening.
But that's both innit? The older generation and the younger generation need to listen to each other. Also understand what love is, because it's not just this fantasy. Do you know what I mean? It's not just a fantasy. It's a duty, and it takes time. Somewhat time and critical thought even sometimes. Do you know what I mean? So man, it's just communication.
All right. Oh, I'll note that down then.
Even if it's like, your child's coming back from school,
and
you just asking them,
How was
How was their day?
Yeah.
What do you do? What are you passionate in?
That's it.
It's
And
this-
what they're passionate in, make sure you push them towards
That's
it.
the thing.
If your child's good at football, make sure you put them in a football class or something.
or a football
affiliated.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything
To keep them busy so that they don't have to think of negative.
Yeah,
doings.
not only busy,
Not
as,
only
as long as
negative.
it's something that they are genuinely interested in doing,
Okay.
then it won't even come across as keeping them busy because they'll happily engage.
So you suggest not to just give them something to do.
Yeah,
That
try
was-
and
what-
The thing that helps with directing the youth of today is finding something that they.
But what if you just want to put them into something just to keep them off the streets? You understand? What
then,
then?
gonna put
That's
then
where
you
it's
may
go up, down.
you may find rebellion.
Rebellion, yeah.
You may find rebellion there, and that's why again I said it on my channel the other day. I urge people to find out what their kids want to do, and if they don't know what they want to do, at least give them some options. Don't put them in one thing, but at least give them some options, so they know that, you know, big shooter from down the way isn't gonna give them an option.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Make your parent mean something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, even me, I had options growing up. I had piano lessons, keyboard lessons. I had karate. I had the army thing.
Yeah.
So
Scouts.
I had scouts. So I had options.
Yeah.
And I chose the best one. Which one out of them?
Suited you.
And I kind of flourished in that. And that's how eventually I started doing music because of the piano keyboard lessons.
Okay.
I started rapping. I started trying to do videography. I started everything.
Yeah.
So, and that's all from having 3-4 options on, look, son, you can do this, you could do this, you could do this. Like whichever one you connect with the most,
Yeah.
I will push you towards. We may not have the right resources,
Yeah.
we might not have the right funds,
Yeah.
but I'll try my best.
To do.
I'll find someone who knows someone that can plug us
That's
in.
how it was, though, connecting. There's a question I want to ask because not everybody knows what the answer to this is. Can you explain what a shotter is? Because I don't know what that is.
A shotter.
No,
again,
because you use that, and I don't understand.
Ain't
I
that
don't-
like an old school term?
No,
it's not an old school
no,
term.
it's
A
not.
shotter
It's not come
is
from our
a shotter
generation.
is a dealer, isn't it? Someone that's
Yeah.
dealing.
Someone who deals substances, certain types of substances.
So kids or youths can look up to these people as being like their mentor for them. Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
this is exactly
Yeah?
what I'm saying.
Like
Oh,
the
okay.
OG.
This is exactly what I'm saying, and that is normally the stigma that's attached to this OG thing that we spoke about earlier on.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? These shotters, they're normally the ones, you know, that will take a young
Influence
boy like
them.
me off the road
Yeah.
when I weren't necessarily getting the love that I expected from my father at the time. Do you know what I mean? So and then
So that person
again,
played as a father figure to you.
yeah, 100%.
That's what you're saying.
Without they don't even know that they're playing the father
And
figure.
you might- yeah,
But it's a
subconsciously, innit?
subconscious thing inside of ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Where we're seeking that thing.
So can I ask you, wasn't there a time that you could have gone to your father to ask him to give you what you was looking for?
Yeah, there
Did
was.
you try?
There was, but this is the whole point again that I say about communication and the older generation
Okay.
being steadfast in their ways. Sometimes, it's a two-way thing. We have to listen to each other,
Yes.
and literally understand what we're saying. We don't even necessarily have to agree with everything. It's just an understanding, which is enough for two to make some kind of action or agreement, whatever.
Yeah.
So because you lacked that, you seeked.
Yeah, I seeked it
You had
elsewhere,
seeked
and
it elsewhere.
also that's what kind of pushed me into the streets. You know what I mean? And he's a good man. Do you know what I mean? I still learnt things from him.
Yeah.
But that's what I said earlier. When things are a bit too militant or whatever, you will go looking elsewhere, and then the guy on the street that you're looking up to, he'll play dad, but he ain't gonna be too militant with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll give you freedom because he knows that.
He could get from you.
Yeah,
as well.
he can get from you as well. Yeah, so yeah,
In a
man.
way, manipulating.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's beneficial to both sides.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like I help the OG helps
Helps
me.
you.
Yeah.
'Cause,
But then
I'm
there's
not-
still no love, though.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
it?
it's
Isn't it?
it's not as glamorous as thought, because you know they might tell you they might help you, but their help is, you've done them a favor, and
You need to do them one.
two twos, you've they're giving you, you know, like a weapon and saying that's your reward. You might have wanted 100 quid as the reward, but they've given you a weapon, and now you're like, I don't really want to use it, but I've got it. So
basically it's opening you up opportunity.
yeah, they've opened up your mind to
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, tell me if I'm wrong. Ain't basically an OG, ain't you just a work, like someone in the streets and they have an OG, ain't you just a worker to the OG who is a boss?
Yeah. But
Is that basically what it is?
of course. But with everything, there's, you know, levels and hierarchy. Everything.
It's just I needed an explanation so that viewers who are listening will understand what it is. Because, like I said, I'm a parent and I don't know what a shotter was, to be honest. So thank you for
no, of course.
Yeah.
So we need to come together as a community to come from different angles to bring this together to
that's that's no matter the religion, that's as well. No matter the religion, the race, the creed.
Yeah.
Again, it's just finding a common cause to fight for, because doesn't matter if you're black, white, or Asian or whatever. We all know one of the other race, and we all have a little brother or a little sister or a teenage cousin or whatever it may be that we do not want to drop dead in these streets. So, you know, this common causes like that we can all unify on.
Definitely. And I don't think it really is that hard.
Yeah.
I don't think it should really.
What would be the
hard.
steps? What steps would you imply? What steps would you imply? And on that note, we're going to go on another break. So hold your thought, and I'll be back soon. Thank you. So you're listening to Revive FM 94.0. The studio number is 0333 444 0940. WhatsApp and text is 07878 940 940. The website is www.revivefm.co.uk. And the FM frequency is 94.0. And I'm now back with my guests, Karma TV Nation. You may begin.
Okay, so what will we be doing now? Sorry.
You said you got something to speak about there, spoken word?
Thank you. You know, it is, I did a little spoken word. I don't do this much, by the way, but it came over me the other day, and it's kind of like a formal apology to the youth. On behalf of my generation, those of us that may have led some of you astray in the past, and also for the generation that came before us, like I said, that some of them may be ignorant to, you know, what's going on in this day and age now. So again, I don't do this spoken word stuff much, but I'll give you a little something.
Thank you.
Okay. I need not complain, but I apologize. I apologize for all the dollar signs or the pound notes that we encouraged you to chase for a short-term goal. Impulsive. I apologize for our explosive egos. He knows and she knows, but no one dare speak first. So I apologize. I apologize and empathize. Paper airplanes being thrown from the windows of your soul. Breathe in and let it go. Do not allow yourself to fall. Inhale. Focus on the visions of your dreams and allow yourself to flow. I apologize for the generation that came before, for those who are ignorant to the present, steadfast in the things that they reckon, lessons about obsessions and obsessing about religion. Bob Marley said it first, we don't need no isms or schisms. We don't need no fairy tales or fantasies to accentuate our rhythm. Just a well-paved path to walk the uncomfortable path they didn't. So I apologize. I apologize because I've acknowledged why.
That's lovely. That's lovely. Thank you.
Combination TV.
Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that the youth would have listened to that and
hopefully so.
That was quite heartfelt. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, what's next, young men? What are you doing now?
Shack Zone TV.
Yeah. What you
Firstly,
do now?
follow me on Instagram at Shackzone TV. That's ShackZone TV.
And why should we?
You should follow me because I'm very diverse. I'm very diverse in my approach to entertainment.
Okay.
I began with I thought I could form this rap career. at one point from when I was about 14, 15 years old. So I built a homemade studio in my place. I learned how to record. I tried to actually start my own radio station in school. So I'm kind of that person, like, once I want to do something, I'm not really that guy that will ask someone for help. Okay. I'd rather just figure it out. I learned how to edit music videos by myself. I learned how to record music videos. I learned how to record music. I went through trial and errors. I went through different kind of microphones, different kind of computers. So I'm that person that I'm self-taught. So
and do you think you could help another person of your age or younger to follow those steps?
I believe so, because at work I've got a guy that I work with.
And what's your position at work?
Oh, I'm recently anyway, I became a deputy manager.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Shackzone TV.
Congratulations.
Right now I'm a deputy manager, so I've just got a bunch of responsibilities which I never thought in life I would have to. You know what, ever since having a kid, it kind of changed my perception on how to deal with certain types of people. Right. So I think that's what helped me ease into this manager position. Okay. Because not saying the way I talk to my child, I talk to my worker, but it's kind of like similar.
Did you work up your levels to become a manager? Where did you start from?
I started from yes, it was levels. Yeah. At first I started as a normal cashier. I started basically at the bottom. Yeah. And then, but within a quick time, they gave me this deputy manager role. Position. So I think they saw potential in me. Yeah. Even when I began the job, they said that we see something special in you. Like, I'm very authoritative. Yeah. Is that a word? Yeah, I'm very authoritative. Yeah. I project well. I'm very well balanced. Yeah. So I can talk.
That's positive, especially in this day and age, isn't it? Definitely. Especially at your age as well. And what age is that?
I'm 28.
You're 28. And
especially where I came from as well. Yeah. Not saying that I came from the lowest of the low, or I came from a certain type of street background.
Where exactly have you come from? Where exactly? Let the viewers know where exactly.
South London, Lewisham, South London. That's where I grew up. Yeah. I was born in Greenwich Hospital, which is no longer around. Yeah. Basically, my childhood was more, I was getting in trouble just because I was cheeky. Okay. I'm more of a cheeky type. I weren't really fighting. I weren't really, I never had no gun, or I weren't affiliated with no knife or nothing like that. I was just more of like a cheeky, like people knew like, that's him. Like Shaq is, you get what I'm saying? I was more of like a
class clown, is that right? No, is that fair to say?
Yeah. I was thinking of a word. I'm more of a class clown.
What turned you around? What actually turned you around from being that to where you're at now?
Age. Okay. Is one of them. I would say everything we'll talk about now, I had this conversation yesterday. Okay. I believe age plays a major role in my evolution. Okay. And having a child. And living by myself from a young age. Like 15 years old, I had to have my first. Basically, I lived with my grandma. Hold tight, Anastasia, if you're listening. I live with my grandma. I live with my auntie Liz. I live by myself.
Why was you living all over the place?
Because my mum kicked me out. Basically, my class clown slapped me back in the face. Like, my class clown lifestyle literally just backhanded me and said, look, time to get out. But I was thinking this earlier on today. it was probably...
Sorry, Shaq, I didn't mean to laugh at that part.
Yeah, it's like the best and the worst thing that kind of ever happened to me.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
And why were you kicked out?
Till this day, I don't know. Really, I don't know. Like, was it my behaviour? Was it my school? Was it my grades? I don't know. That's something you need to ask my mother.
And where have you come from, and where are you at, Karma?
Karma Nation TV. I started in the southwest London area.
Yeah.
Vauxhall, Stockwell, Brixton, that whole, Lambeth.
Yeah.
And what was the question again? Sorry.
Where did you? As Mishak has said that he started. And he was kicked out at 15.
Yeah. I started again. So I started in Lambeth, and then, like I say, I ended up in prison 16 for armed robbery. Again, like I say, lack of knowledge, and I felt a lack of love. But yeah, I'm in a place now, like I say, where I'm just trying to work with the community, man, and give back to the kids that we've, somewhat taken from.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's that time.
Good.
Yeah, it's that
Some
time,
of the kids that have been neglected also.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
By their parents, and then by the people that brought them into the roads.
Exactly.
Also.
Even by school. Like, a lot of teachers, they claim they care. A lot of teachers really don't care about you either. Like, because especially being in school, when you're younger, you're basically in school more than you're at home.
Yes, that's very true.
So the teachers become your like influence. The ones that you connect with anyway. Some of them are cool, some of them ain't.
Yeah.
But the ones that ain't, it's like they kind of literally put a foot on you and just like, some of them really couldn't care less about you. Like, even though you're with them for however long school is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's if they see though that your parents don't. That's my opinion, anyways. That's if they see that your parents ain't fully engaged. Because
that's good.
Yeah,
that's
literally. That's why again I did say on my Instagram the other day that again ask your children what they're into. Like fully engage. If you're not engaging, you're gonna leave that responsibility to the schools or to the bad man down the road that wants to take your child in under their wing. Do you know what I mean? Engage with your youth daily, question them daily, tell them that you love them so they've got reasons to come back home daily. Hug them, doesn't matter their age. Hug them daily, tell them you love them so they have in their subconscious head when they're getting asked to go and do a robbery down the road with their 7 other crazy friends. In their subconscious mind they might think, do you know what, I got a hug from mom and I got told that I'm loved today.
That's when
let me get
the repercussions and that.
Let me get myself back home and let them leave them guys to it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Or if I do commit this kind of this crime or whatever,
no love for me.
Like my mom told me she loved me this morning. She gave me a hug and everything. So if I do this and my mom don't tell me she loves me, that can hurt. Especially even growing up in a single parent household, all of your love, the love that you need to divide between father and mother, goes on one parent. So when that one parent may have, say you do something wrong and they kind of look at you a certain type of way, or not tell you that they don't love you but kind of give you that look like I'm disappointed, that can really hurt. That can really hurt deep down and touch your soul. Like, because you're looking for everything. You're looking for everything from that one parent. And I understand it's hard being a single parent. Like all single mothers and single fathers out there, I know it's hard. Just keep fighting. Learn to love yourself. The stronger you are, the easier it is to look after your child. And give them the love that they need. Because right now, they don't see how hard it is. They don't see how hard it is just being a single parent.
Sorry to cut you there, Shaq, but we have to go on a break. So we will continue this conversation after the break. Listening to Revive FM 94.0, and I'm back with my 3 guests. Hi.
Yo.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, so it's Combination TV. I just wanted to kind of carry on from where we left off.
Yeah.
And I hope it, still stays on the same topic. But I just wanted to say, because we was like briefly talking, that as well, what tends to happen a lot, whether we want to agree or not, is in a lot of families, in a lot of the communities as well, not just black communities, a lot of communities, we tend to see some wrong actions maybe come from one of our younger cousins or nephew or niece or whatever, and then automatically, without even trying to figure out what they may be going through, you ostracize them or you shun them, make them the black sheep of the family. And again, as well, that's kind of something that happened for me.
Let me butt in on this one.
Yeah.
Go on.
Going on the point, he talks about black sheep. So I kind of agree with that, because me, I was saying I was the best kid growing up, but
Who's speaking?
I had a lot of Devon combination.
Thank you.
I had a lot of pastor in my own household.
Speak properly.
Yeah.
Had a lot of arguments.
Elaborate on that. Yeah.
Had a lot of arguments in my household.
Okay.
I
Anyone
would
in
be the
particular?
It could be my mum, my little
Okay.
sister. Basically, I was that guy they didn't really like. But at the end, that didn't really make me feel like I wanted to go home, and I'll go to my friend's house, and then or I'll be outside on the streets, and then I'll think, because I know how I'm going to be treated at home, or I know how it's going to end up, I'm going to be annoyed, or it will make me not want to go home. Then I'll do things on the street that'll make me think, I love being out here, I'm doing this, well, I could be doing this instead of going back home.
Yeah, but in addition to that, like I was saying about being ostracized, this one thing when that happens, and then it's another thing when you are actively being maybe spoken about by a family member, whether it's an uncle that you actually look up to, or even an auntie or whatever, and then you don't even want to associate yourself with your biological family members. You just end up staying away, and then that's when it's much easier for you to be become tapped in or initiated into the gang lifestyle. Once you make an alternative family, that is pretty much it. Do you know what I mean? So that's why, again, I say it comes from home, and it's everything plays a part when I say it comes from home. So,
but wasn't there any way of fixing that? Was there no way of talking to the family members?
Yeah, but okay, that's what I'm saying. So there definitely was ways of speaking to them, and I don't dismiss that. But it's more of a thing when you're young, girl, and you have aunties or uncles, you would expect, whether it's right or wrong, you would expect them to, initiate that. Oh, what's going on with you, Jamie, or whatever? Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
as opposed to you're being out there. We're out there thinking like no one actually cares. We're actually thinking no one cares. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, man, ask, question them. You need to know what's going on in your kid's life or your family member's life. Yeah,
but the thing is as well, what if you've tried to interject in that family and the family doesn't want to let you know what's going on? How do you get a connection then?
In what sense?
So supposing,
I think I understand what you're saying.
do you understand?
Elaborate.
Supposing for instance you went away and I wanted to see you, and yet I tried my hardest in every possible way to get connection to. What do I do then? I can't go to every single outlet to find where you are. I can't go to every prison, sorry to say, to find where you are. What happens then? What do you do then? Then
we're stuck in a quandary until release date. To be honest. So
it's true.
Yeah, but other than that, all jokes aside, just you genuinely have to connect with the one that you think may be the black sheep. Don't just deem them the black sheep and dismiss the black sheep. Try and connect. Try and figure out what the issues is, because again, when people are going through things in their head, they're going through it in their head. Unfortunately,
and when you're young, it's even harder.
It's even worse. Especially when you're trying to keep up to popular perception. Even if you're not easily influenced, it's just popular perception is there, and we all tend to
follow perception
more than our own hearts, or ourselves. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So yeah, that goes back to just when you found yourself, be secure in that finding.
Yeah.
So let me ask you another question now.
No problem.
What do you believe about self-love? Tell me what your perception is with self-love. What do you believe in it?
My perception on self-love is self-development. Whether that's you trying to excel in your workplace, whether that's you trying to create your own workplace, set up your own business, whether that's you physically working on your body,
skills,
even if also for me, I've got a complex understanding on self-love. So when I look at the next man, for me to be able to help him, I must see myself in him somewhat. Do you know what I mean? We must relate, and that is self-love. If once you can help someone else, it's automatically self-love, because we are all in this boat together.
Okay.
So and I just believe once you've found that thing, just please kids, hold on to that. Don't be swayed. In the long run, you finding yourself is the thing that is going to make you keep your sanity, keep your freedom first and foremost, and keep your life.
That's nice.
Self-love.
That's a good description.
Self-love, man.
And yourself, Bishak, what do you think about self-love? Or how do you see yourself with self-love? Maybe a better question.
It's not too much of what Karma Nation was saying. I believe self-love is you got to be secure in yourself. First of all, I think you need to learn. I believe love is more of like a feeling. I don't think everything you were saying was correct, but I believe it's more of just like a feeling.
I feel like love's a duty though, because I can feel you can feel something and not act upon it. So that's why
what do you
for
mean?
me,
love
exactly,
is a duty.
love is a duty. It's not only a feeling or words. Do you get what I'm saying? So you might see, granny walking across the road with whatever. And you attend.
Okay.
Yeah, do you get where I'm
and that's love.
And that's love.
That is.
Okay.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
I get that.
It doesn't have
So
to
it comes
come
in different
in
guises
different
and
forms.
different forms.
Yeah, of
maybe.
course,
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yourself, Devin, what do you believe in self-love for yourself?
Straight confidence,
Yeah.
security. Before anyone can love you, you need to love yourself first of all. You need to know yourself. And like Karma said, you need to be real to yourself. And a lot of people are not real to themselves, and that can put them in a situation that they do not want to be in.
Yeah.
And then they might start regretting that at the end of the day. So, yeah, man, just love yourself. That's all.
You know, a lot of people live in this false reality and this false perception of themselves. That's why they get let down easily. That's why they get hurt easily. It's because they have this weird perception of, they think that they're Z, but really they're B.
Okay.
And they can't accept. They don't want to hear from no one else.
Do you think that's influences by media maybe and music? Can that be impressionable? You know?
Yeah. But as negative as some music can be, it can be positive as well. I believe. And it's not just like the content.
Yeah.
The content could really be about anything. It could be about crime or women or whatever. As long as it makes you, that's why I say feeling.
Like it's the message at the end of the day. You're trying to say, how do you want to take the message?
Exactly. Like it's a feeling. Like you could listen to the most gangsterous music ever. If it makes you feel good inside,
and it builds up your confidence.
It builds up your confidence. It builds up your self-esteem.
Okay.
It builds up everything. That's why, like me, I believe music was a huge part of me growing up.
Yeah.
To where I'm at now. Now. Like this morning, or not this morning, couple hours ago, I was listening to best of, what's it, Harlow Oates. Yeah.
Hall and Oates.
Hall and Oates.
Which was in the 70s.
That's it. For everyone elder than me listening, you know who that is. I know you're surprised. I'm 28 years old, but I love it all.
So there's another question I want to ask. How do we teach the youths to have self-love? Because I'm gonna divert a bit, because there's a lot of colorism with youths now, wanting to either bleach themselves or be lighter, or not loving the skin they're in. How do we steer them away from that negativity?
My little point is,
Yeah.
obviously I've been watching a lot of motivational speeches recently, but at the same time, in a way, I kind of agree with what they're saying. For example, like, even if you wake up in the morning just to tell yourself, I'm the greatest, every time in the mirror, have it next to the mirror, just saying, I'm the greatest, that's just really building up the power within yourself. You get
the Muhammad Ali theory,
which is,
I'm the greatest, I'm the best, I am the one, I am number one.
I've got a suggestion as well for how you teach the children self-love. If you're asking for a suggestion on how to teach them self-love, what I would say is suggest to your child to set up goals, whether they're daily, weekly, monthly, or for the year. And help them if they can't do it all themselves. Achieve those goals, and when they feel achieved, they will feel self-love. When each one of us, reach a goal that we've set for ourselves, believe it or not, we feel self-love in that moment. Do you get what I'm saying? It's to feel accomplished in self, acting in a balanced manner, and reaching the things that you've tried to attain. Self-love.
I agree. I fully agree.
That's if you're asking how to teach them.
How do you teach them? But not for them to just be comfortable at that moment, because they have to have it.
Of course. But you continue to set goals. We can never be too content. That's my personal belief. Never be too content. Otherwise, you can be stagnant. Yeah.
Bad things happen when you're too relaxed.
Yes.
Always keep the motion.
Yeah.
So what do we think about colorism? That's another topic for me.
Colorism, elaborate for us.
I'll elaborate. Colorism is not being comfortable in your own skin, as in you want to be a different shade of color, and you don't love yourself in that respect. There's a lot of young girls, especially, wanting to be something that they're not.
I know society. I don't know what the right answer is to that, but I know society is definitely a part of that.
Yeah.
You see a lot of certain types of individuals want to bleach themselves to make themselves like the quote unquote oppressor, because they feel like if they're closer to the people putting them down, the people putting them down will bring them in, basically. That's what I believe. It could be any. It could be because. But
how do we teach, especially our women or our young women?
Yeah, young girls.
How do we teach them to love the skin color they're in? Because they don't. Right now, they don't, and that comes from the board of everyone, not just black girls. It's all.
Is it okay to ask you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay then. You yourself as a black woman.
Yes.
How? Because you brought up the subject, how was it for you, and why is it necessary? No, not why is it necessary, but did you suffer any? Falling for the trap of colorism, or thinking that you're not good enough?
I never did.
And what kept you strong? Because maybe that answer is the answer that may help the young girl. Yeah.
What kept me is faith and just giving myself affirmations from a young age. I had an older head on a young body, so I was very mature when I was 16. I knew what I wanted, and I went for that. When it came my way, like to wear makeup and foundation and things, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I loved.
And were your peers doing that?
Everybody around me, it was my auntie was doing.
So what kept you steadfast in your belief at that?
I said to myself, when this seems like I'm overly confident, which I am, is because I loved myself so much that I said I don't need that. And the reaction of makeup and seeing how it is on a black skin, it wasn't for me. When you look at something, smoking wasn't for me. Foundation isn't for me. So that's what it is. And I used to be ridiculed because people would say to me, "Why aren't you wearing a little bit of this or that?" And I just stood, as you said, steadfast.
You recognize your natural beauty.
Yeah, of course. Without a doubt.
So, how would we
implement that?
With the young females, especially. Honestly, because you are right.
Because the thing is, they are hard-headed. When you tell them, it's as though you know too much, or who do you think you are? You know, what makes you any different? That is the talk I get back if I
try and implement
that to a young person, not to do it. You know, yeah.
You got anything to say?
Yeah, it basically all just stems back to self-love and that. Like, you just need to love yourself, because if you're not loving your own skin and skin color, no one else will. Like,
no,
you can't
at all.
You know, it's kind of like a domino effect.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what love is, because you're not getting love from the people you feel should be loving you, how could you love yourself?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily all the young females' fault. Maybe it's their parents.
Yes.
Maybe their parent.
Maybe the parent hasn't got self-love for themselves.
Exactly.
And they've bounced off of that.
Exactly.
So maybe it could be like that.
It could be that. So it's like a trickle-down effect. So you're born into it. You're not actually...
And you don't know what direction to go.
You don't know what direction, because you're just... You know, if my mum's doing it, then it must be fine.
Yeah. So that's true enough.
Yeah. So I believe, if anything, that... I believe the parents should be trying to figure out the answers more
to that
than the children.
And I think the media should help as well by not putting so much of this be like, I know it sells, but be like me. Why not just be like you originally? You know? That's what I believe. So
the thing is, I don't know how deep I can get in.
You can get as deep as you can.
Same, because that's what I was going to say.
No, you can get as deep as you can. As long as no profanity, no swearing, you can get as deep as you can. And we need it, because they need to hear it.
Like I was saying earlier, with the oppression and the... I don't know how people feel about racism and whatever.
Yeah.
But I believe it. Do we all agree racism is real?
Yes.
I feel like racism will always exist. You just need to be... You need to not be ignorant, and you need to teach your kids how to not. It will always be there. There's different colored people in the world, so it will always be there. You just need to teach them not to fall, and you need to teach them the right guidance so that they don't say, you're.
Yeah,
but it will always be there.
Yeah, because it's like, to me, racism and what's the word? When you don't like someone for something,
prejudice.
Yeah. They could be like misconstrued. A lot of people, someone could just be prejudiced, but because they're white or black or Indian or anything, automatically you're racist.
Yeah.
But like I was saying about the colorism, it's clear the white man is the one who's in charge. Like, that's why it was such a big thing when Barack Obama became in office and everything. Like, we felt like, yes,
empowered.
We felt empowered, yes, because we've never really seen that before. We don't really see black men.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
See, with me and racism, especially when I've got kids now as well.
Yeah.
I try not to play the victim. So I would rather teach my child, that that there may be people out there that may not agree with the things we do, but there's ways to take a stance, and I would never let them. I'm never going to speak on the others as they are more in power. It's never going to be that way. Otherwise, you automatically set your child up for failure. Do you get what I'm saying? Coming from that whole slave side of things. So I try not to push that narrative too much, because I understand it has been kind of detrimental to our people by keep on feeling like the victim. Once you feel like the victim, a lot of the time you don't make no moves.
You just give up
because you're the victim. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So
come out of that mindset.
Come out of that mindset, man. Just go get it and stop. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Feeling sorry for ourselves. Yeah, we need to step up. Economically. Find ourselves and push forward.
Thank you. And on that note, I'm going for another break.
Revive FM 94.0 on the radio,
on your mobile,
and online.
And we're back. Revive FM 94.0. And I'm back with my guest. This is Jazzy from Revive FM.
My name is Shaq from @Shaqstagram TV.
And I am Karmanation. That's Karmanation TV on YouTube, and I'm at Karmas_world on Instagram.
And I'm Devon from Karmanation as well. Follow that.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
So now our discussion is going to be on relationships.
Oh, we're taking it there.
We're taking it there. We are taking it there.
Let's do it.
And make it clean.
3 guys, 1 female.
Yeah, and 3 guys in the under 30. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, where are we gonna start?
So, you're in a relationship. You've been with someone for X amount of years, over 5 years. They are not contemplating, but I want to get married, basically. The female, I want to get married. You're not really on marriage, but you love the girl. The girl says, if I don't see marriage with you within the next 2 years, I'm leaving you. But you've got X amount of love for her. What do you do? Do you just up and leave? Do you try and convince her not to?
She said she's gonna leave you.
Basically.
So do you up and
But
leave
the thing
her?
is, you love her.
Yeah.
You genuinely I care. She wants to do one thing.
Yeah.
You're not really on it.
What's your reason not to be on it though?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out from you.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure that out from you before I
Yeah.
answer. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
This is a hypothetical. This is
Is
real
it?
life. Yes.
But we're meant to be having a real life discussion there.
Okay, you know what? Okay. I'll just be honest.
Yes.
I'm not scared of marriage per se.
But
I just believe my opinions and beliefs on marriage are, it's not beneficial to the relationship. I believe marriage, and I don't want to put no one off, but I believe marriage is a setup for failure.
Oh.
I believe
I
I'm
disagree. That's Karmanation TV. I disagree.
Why? Let me finish. The reason why I say that is because maybe for a female or a male, like back in the day, back in 20, 30 years ago, I believe marriage meant a lot more. Like people were married for 30 years, 40 years. Now it's 2 years max.
Yeah.
So clearly there's something going wrong. And you have one argument. Say you get married, you have one little disagreement or argument. You know, let's just get divorced. That tends to come up a lot.
I'm just thinking, are they rushing into it though? Like that's the thing. Like you don't even really know.
Do you know why? Because I believe no one really wants. Everyone's got this fake facade about them. Like,
fantasy.
All this fantasy, but no, more facade.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to show any weakness. I believe a lot of people don't want to show weakness, especially in relationships. They don't want to show vulnerability. So I lost my point. Marriage. Yeah. So especially getting married, like that's hard enough. I just
do you think you're too young? Maybe.
To understand. That's what I'm saying. I'm 28 as well,
Yeah.
though. I'm 28 as well, though. But like I said, I disagree. Not for the sake of disagreeing, but I personally feel like, you know, like people say, oh, it's not beneficial and this and that. But a marriage, it's not about the paper, because I used to have that thought. It's just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
But it's not about the paper. It's about the fact of
it's also a business.
2 people in agreement with their bond. Yeah, because do you know what I mean? It's on paper, and obviously we live in a time where everything's written in black and white and all that. Yeah, and it is a big decision when things are written down on black and white. So once 2 people that love each other,
so isn't that a business? Ain't that just like a mortgage?
Yeah, but I'm that's what I'm saying. You're thinking about the paper though. I'm telling you about the bond.
Then what's the point of getting married then?
If
you love
great
someone,
debate. I can tell you that.
You know why?
Great debate.
Because I've been in a relationship. My longest relationship is 10 straight years. That's marriage. That's marriage years. There's no point in me getting married.
Why?
Yeah.
Because
why though? That's
what is marriage?
Why? Before you know
marriage?
why, you can't answer a question with a question. So why don't you feel the need to get married?
Because I feel like our bond is secure enough already.
And you don't need a marriage to tell you that, innit?
Exactly. I don't need validation.
Even though you get
marriage.
married, you're still gonna have it, still do the same thing.
The marriage doesn't tell you.
What is marriage?
The marriage is a bond.
If I have a bond already, what's the point?
It's that's the bond and agreement formally written down, so that you can both. So
we might as well get a mortgage together.
You should get a mortgage together if it's the love of your life, mate.
I understand that, but what is the paper? The paper can just get ripped up. The paper is just flimsy. It don't mean nothing.
But as long as the government's documented it, you're still married.
Then why do you want to? Why don't we have an issue with the government as it is?
Shaq Zone TV doesn't want to get married people.
No, I'm just saying people in general, everyone.
But don't let negativity of marriage put you off.
Thank you. This is my thing.
Yeah,
this is what I'm
don't let it.
The thing is, I've only seen negative.
Yes.
I never grew up with my parents married.
So why let that sway your decision?
Don't let it.
Why let that sway your decision? You can't base things on
other people.
Your moment. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I understand.
That moment might be better for you.
Yes.
Do you know why?
And leave yourself open.
This is just like love. If I never grew up with love, how am I gonna know what love is?
What do you mean? Elaborate for us.
Like you're saying about marriage. I've never seen marriage in my life or anything.
Right.
So I'm not gonna have no concept. I'm not gonna have no concept or what it is. Just like love, but we figure out how to love ourselves.
So why have you still? Okay, then that's fair. I'm gonna quickly change it a bit. So why haven't you? You said you grew up in a single mother home, right?
Yeah.
So why haven't you stayed single all your life if that's what you saw then? Because you said you haven't. You wouldn't feel the need to get married because you haven't seen it, but you haven't seen a dad around, so to speak. So why do you feel the need to be in a relationship then? Answer that question, because you're already doing something that you've seen. So why? What's the? Where does that differentiate that you're picking and choosing?
Because I believe instinctively and naturally humans need. Okay, for instance, if I was in a room by myself for say 30 hours or 30 days or whatever, just by myself, no human interaction, no nothing, most likely that will turn me. Do you agree? It will turn me. It will turn me like mentally unstable.
Okay.
Do you agree that will happen?
I'm listening to you.
We actually need. I believe we need love, and we need other people around.
Yeah, but we wasn't speaking.
No, I'm just.
You seem to be swayed, Shaq. From the principle of a relationship.
I'm not running from.
Don't marry him.
No, I'm just saying. I say that you're basically saying like, why would
Welcome back to Revive FM with Jazzy on 94.0. Back with my guests.
Yo, my name is Shaq.
Combination TV.
Devon from Combination TV.
And we're continuing our discussion.
Yeah. No, basically, let's just wrap it up.
Okay.
Because clearly you lot can't think of no reason why you're for marriage. You just believe marriage is needed and necessary. But I can't even disagree with that.
Okay.
But my whole thing is, why put your love... I don't know how to say this, but if you can follow me,
say how it is.
Why put your love in the hands of money? Because you get divorced, automatically it goes to the man, male or the female. No, you're getting half. We have a house. Say I move you in, I move a female in to my house, we get married, it automatically half becomes hers. We break up, we get divorced, half of it's hers.
But you can put stipulations in. You can put stipulations in when you're married, you know.
But as I've seen on TV, real life, everything, women have the more
upper hand,
basically. So I know it sounds like I'm against everything. I really ain't. No. But I'm just giving my reasons why I'm against it. If you're with me, follow me on Instagram at Shackstagram1.
Well, you can call us in on the studio number on 0333 444 0940 with your questions, and we'll definitely answer them.
Really? The way you're dancing around, are you going to answer my question about marriage?
I am worthy of marriage.
You're dancing.
I'm worthy of marriage, and that's that.
You're doing the limbo.
Dear.
But yeah, basically, that's my wrap up on marriage.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Just know.
Yeah.
Basically, my 10-year relationship felt like marriage anyway.
Yeah.
So, it would have been weird if there was a paper involved. Because you feel like you're treading on thin ice.
Let me ask you, this is my last question on the marriage, Because I'm assuming that in that 10 years, obviously, it wasn't just a straight 10 years of being with that person. Okay, then, so, what was I going to say? It's lost me. It's lost me. It's gone. It's gone.
But yeah, basically, I feel like with the paper there, you feel like you're acting out of character. You feel pressurized because you feel like...
That's what I was going to say. With the paper, don't you think... Because obviously we know how us men can be. Don't you think, though, that with the paper there, you maybe would have questioned the wrongs that you did freely?
I agree with that.
Okay then.
I do agree with that.
Okay then.
I do agree, but
that's why you should get married, people.
Listen, the thing is, you need to be a certain type of individual to let the paper actually influence. Yeah,
but you have to. It's not about influencing. It's just acknowledging.
Yeah.
That bond, innit? That deed that has taken place.
I understand. Yeah. I'm gonna make it work because I'm married.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand what you mean.
Exactly.
But you can do that just in...
But it gives you a common cause. With no common cause, there's nothing to move on.
But basically, ain't you forced together then?
You're not forced together.
You are. No, that's what I believe marriage is.
But you've both agreed on it. If me and him have agreed to partnership, we've agreed to partnership.
There's no forcing.
There's no forcing.
Okay, maybe not forcing, but if it's not forcing, once you're together... and you use the paper to actually acknowledge and say, look, I'm going to be a better man because we're married. Isn't that forcing?
Devon Combination. I agree with him though. I do agree with him. I'm not against marriage. I'm not for marriage. But I heard the reasons he's coming from. The symbolizing. You don't really... Like I said, 10 years relationship, that pretty much is a marriage. That's pretty much longer than some people's marriages.
10 years of ups and downs and 10 years of you maybe doing something in between that time or whatever.
With marriage or not, that happens regardless. Up and down, that's what's going to happen regardless.
Does it happen less or more though?
What, with marriage or outside?
With the marriage, yeah.
I believe it happens more.
What, you think it happens more in marriage?
I think it happens more in marriage.
I beg to differ.
This ain't a fact-based opinion, but
I feel like
I believe in
people
marriage.
that ain't married. Unfortunately, we
got more freedom.
No, we don't have much more freedom, but we feel more free. Even when we're in our relationships, as opposed to being married. When you're married, even if you're second guessing your woman, you're going to
be like, I'm married. Oh, I got my ring to remind me. That
it's a reminder, bro. That symbol is always going, whether it's the ring or the paper, that symbol is always going to be a reminder. It's something for you to draw yourself back in and remind yourself of why you're with that woman or that. Does that make sense? Or that man?
It makes sense.
Yeah, man.
Well.
Thank you, Shaq, for that lively discussion.
Finally,
yeah, we got there.
Yeah, no problem.
So Culmination's got something to share with us now.
I was just gonna do one more spoken word.
Okay, that'd be good.
For the people that's listening. Culmination TV. One moment, bear with me. This one's called Never Going Back. I wrote this sometime last week. Again, I was just trying to. it was in mind. I had the children in mind, the youth again. So, okay. Tell me the reasons you lie. Is it your mental deprivation, attempting to make the mass population feel it on this side? Tell me the reasons that you lie. I stood in the face of adversity. It curses me, but me and my steadfast spirit still just pushed on. Oh, tell me the reasons that you lie and multiply your blasphemies with just the stroke of a pen. I need not say it again. With no less than men, maybe 9 or 10. Oh, tell me the reason for your lies. Is it us against the world or us against each other? Mum, dad, sister, brother. Oh, tell me the reason for your lies. Disguised as truth, misguide the youth, designed to shoot. In time we lose. Oh, tell me the reason for your lies. Oh, little man, if you opened up your eyes, you would see, you would flee all the things they designed you to be. Your truths are worth much more than their lies, even from a falcon's eyes. So, rise above their lies and be the answer to their questions. Oh, I am the reason for my truth, and they are the reason that they lie.
Thank you. That was lovely. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we've got another 9 minutes. So is there anything else you want to let the viewers know, hear about? I want to thank you in advance already for coming in and sharing all your wonderful stories. And I'm sure it's going to help a lot of people.
I hope so.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank you as well.
Definitely.
Thank you
Also
so
inviting us up to the show,
you.
especially on your debut as well.
Yes.
Good luck. So
Congratulations once again.
Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward for you to coming back. It's been a lively debate.
We'll definitely be back as long as you get the invite again.
Yeah, you will, definitely. Lively debate. It's been lovely,
That's
really.
It.
You know,
the more you want us, the more we'll be here.
Yeah, it's a great eye opener, especially for the OGs like myself. You know,
listen, remember that can be misconstrued.
I mean, back in
what
the day,
kind of OG?
Back in the day, OG.
That's it.
Know?
Remember I told you about GOAT, greatest of all time.
Okay, that's what it means. Okay,
yeah.
See all these terminologies as well. Wow.
Is there anything that you want to understand from a youth perspective?
Well, I'm glad that you showed me about what a shotter means. And I'm a grandma, so I want to learn.
No way.
I am indeed. I know.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know. It's hard to believe. I know, but yeah, I know it's different. It's different with bringing up my grandson now because I have to adopt a different way of parenting with him. Yes. I have to relearn how to bring him up. It's not the way I've done it.
Yeah, speaking on that.
Yes.
Obviously, nowadays a lot of children are getting spoiled, as we see. But you don't really want to say they're getting spoiled. You're more trying to keep up with the society nowadays. So obviously, little kids have iPhones. Every little kid's having an iPhone. You don't want your son to be bullied, so you got to get him an iPhone.
Right.
But obviously, don't see it as you're spoiling him. See it as you're just trying to keep up. But just give it to him every...
And the thing is, what seems like spoiling is the norm.
Yeah,
like you were saying difficult about iPhones.
Yeah,
like back in the day when we had our Nokias and Motorola's
and BlackBerry.
Basically, an iPhone is that.
Oh gosh!
So it's not really spoiling, and because of the
and what about them having like Instagram, I don't believe personally that a young child should have Instagram. I think you should be at least 16. I don't think.
I agree.
Yeah, I really don't
100%,
think.
I agree.
At 7, you should have an Instagram account and be in big people's business. That's just my old way of thinking.
And you're exploiting yourself.
You know, I don't.
True.
It's just, you know.
But I agree and disagree. That's how life is going now. Like, life is moving just at the speed of light. All of our communication is online.
Yeah.
So,
but it just doesn't seem. I've got Instagram for different reasons. Not to have my 7-year-old Instagramming me. For me, it just doesn't work like that.
But what really is the meaning of Instagram? Like, it's just connection. It's like text message. It's like,
I don't think younger.
So what's
Instagram is just
I feel like it's a marketing tool.
You said that.
I use it as a marketing
around
Yeah.
my mouth, but
It's a marketing tool.
But young people at that age don't need it unless you're
It's
getting
supposed to
advice.
be.
If you're getting,
It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
if you're getting some information as a young person from it, then yeah. But
the thing is, social media isn't all bad. Like, on Instagram, there are actual pages like called Facts and Uber Facts and everything.
For youngsters from 10
there's a
under?
mix. Yeah,
Okay.
there's Cartoon Network.